What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Undercover Vikings. No, I am not driving, so haha. I'm just sitting in the parking lot. I wanted to talk to you guys really quickly about basically the title of this video, which is Ubbe avenges the death of Ivar. Now, everybody's like, well, what are you talking about? Ivar is perfectly A-okay. Well, before season 4B had came back during the summer, I was looking for another series to watch, and I ended up watching The Last Kingdom, which is being highly spoken about in the Viking groups because it is closely related to Vikings, because it is actually about Vikings, but just a different group and a different generation. So basically, Ubbe is all grown up, all Ragnar's sons are all grown up, Ragnar's gone, and it's just these new group of Vikings that raid a Saxon town and kill a king and take his son as a slave. Now the son ends up being raised as a Viking, so it's basically the story, his story, right? But of course, and Ubbe is actually part of this Viking story, because he comes over and he sees, this Saxon turned into Viking and doesn't trust him. He thinks that he's eventually going to want to avenge the death of his father, because the man who's raised him all his life was the very same man that killed his father. And he does have a kingdom that he needs to reclaim, because he should rightfully be the king of this kingdom. But so it's basically a story about his journey and everything, and Ubbe takes part in that. Now, I don't want to give too much of Last Kingdom away, because you guys will probably be watching it if you want. I think it's a good series to watch. But I will say that in the series, Ubbe's there for a while and then he disappears. And where does he go? He goes to avenge the death of Ivar. His brother Ivar has been killed and he goes to avenge his death. That is the reason why I put this title, because I want to show this picture right here. Take a look at this. Obviously, it looks like Ivar has fallen off of his chariot that Floki made for him. He's fallen off of it, and he looks like he's watching death in the face. So one could assume that at this very point, he's probably going to meet his death or close to meeting his death. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just making assumptions here, people. But then look at this clip. This is of Ubbe going against this bishop. Now, we do know, based on the previews, that Ivar is going to go up against this bishop in his pursuit to wanting to raid and sack all these places in England. He is going to come face to face with this bishop, which is what makes this bishop so important. So, if Ivar faces this bishop and ends up on the floor, we don't know, I'm just assuming that he might meet his death at the hands of this bishop. And if he does meet his death at the hands of this bishop, then this scene of Ubbe fighting the bishop might mean that Ubbe does avenge the death of Ivar by killing this bishop. Because in the Last Kingdom series, he does end up avenging Ivar's death and it goes back to the area where the other Vikings are or whatever. So it might be an interesting plot to the show. Of course, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. I've been making predictions like crazy since I started this YouTube channel, and sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I can say I told you so, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what just happened. But I mean, Michael can take us anywhere, because it's like an open slate for him right now. Whatever he does to take care of the Sons. Now, there was this like clip that they were showing of Alex, who does play Ivar, storming away because he's like angry, and he's like storming off set, I think. And some people were saying that, oh, that's when he found out that they're not renewing it for season 6. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean, this is all speculation here. But if that's the case, then maybe he does die in season 5. And maybe Ubbe does avenge his death. I mean, who knows? I mean, the full history of Ivar the Boneless is not clear. But for the most part, we never know what's going to happen. And we already know in season 5, Lagertha's going to die. And it's probably going to be Ubbe that kills her. If it's not Ubbe, it's Bjorn. I mean, I know it's not going to be Ivar. And that's just guesstimating from all the different things that happen in the series. And so I love making these predictions, and I love trying to decipher what might happen. And I love when I watch the show and turn out to be wrong or turn out to be right. It makes it so much more exciting. But if you're not the type of person that likes to have like somewhat spoilers, because it's not really spoilers because I know nothing. But if you're the kind of person that doesn't like that stuff, then I just say don't watch this channel for the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to be doing that a lot. And you might think I'll ruin the show for you if you watch it, and it actually does happen. But I can't guarantee anything. So until next time, share with me your thoughts, because I want to know what you think. Do you think that could happen? Do you think, it could be something completely different that takes place? Let me know. I want to know what you think, because sometimes I learn a lot from other people. Bye.